I just wanted to go live without a mid-sentence thing going on.
Okay. But is it that big a jump is the question.
Yeah, I get you.
I mean, once it comes out, you'll see performance videos. I know you will. And I'm curious if it's going to play out. Because the worst thing is you got to buy another one. So it's not even that you're just spending $200 extra. No, you're spending the full amount to replace what you got. And I would probably not be willing to replace my S with that, even if I wasn't against Sony in general, because I don't feel like I would get a massive increase in value. You know what I mean? I could take $700, sink it into my PC, and make my PC a monster. Oh, my goodness. Imagine a video card I could snag for that. Because I already have pretty much. I'm pretty good on SSD, right? Mm-hmm. My solid state drive in my motherboard and all that had been upgraded. So if I went and put $700 on a video card upgrade, I'd be way better off than any PS5 Pro can offer. Take $700, sink it into my PC, and make my
PC. Feedback from you.
We're getting feedback from you.
Yeah, I updated my computer, and I guess it reset my my mute button.
But, it's PlayStation. It'll sell. Now, will people regret it? I think so. I think spending $700 for something that barely has any games is just a bad idea. And to be honest, they just really haven't wowed me. And I'm not trying to pick on them, but they just haven't been putting out. Astrobot's really doing well and is an amazing game. But that's like it. It's frigging September, and they finally put out, a big PlayStation game.
Well, they also had Helldivers, too. That was a big game.
That's a PC game, man. I'm talking about, this is why you bought a PlayStation game. Let me rephrase that. A big PlayStation game this is why I want a PlayStation specifically. And it's I'm not going to buy a PlayStation for anything I can play on PC, because my PC operates better than pre-PS5 Pro consoles. My PC runs better than a PS5. Now, the Pro runs is pretty good. It might outperform my PC, because I do have trouble. I'd had trouble with ray tracing on Black Myth Wukong at the highest levels. It got janky. I don't know if that was the game or my PC. I remember hearing some things about them having trouble with that. And I would have liked to have been able to turn that on at full power just to see what it looks like. But not to pay $700 to do it. And then have to sign in the PlayStation Network, because, God, I don't like PlayStation Network. I'm trying to get over that, because it isn't like they're really making money off of me, and I do want to try some of the games they put on PC. I just haven't been able to do it yet. Every time I see the PlayStation Network on it, I don't buy the game. But I'll probably eventually calm down, because I'd like to play God of War. I would. At least the first one. I don't know if I like what they did in Ragnarok with some of the weird story choices, but the first one has always appealed to me and looked like a great game. Not interested in Spider-Man, because Spider-Man 2 is trash, and I don't like buying a game that I know the rest of the series is just trash. Because I can play Ragnarok, but I could not play Spider-Man 2. It would just piss me off, I know. I'd be having fun until I have to run around deaf or have to play as, Karen Jane. I wouldn't want to do either one of those, and I'd turn the game off.
All right, let's get started. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And on Skype,
We have Bloodaxe.
All right, let's get started. What's going on? You apparently you're already riled up about the new Sony PlayStation.
I'm riled up. I am amused how many people came around to my point of view when they said, once again, you'll pay what we'll tell you to pay, and watching people freak out and thinking, yeah, that's how this all started with Sony way back in the day. I was like, don't tell me I'm going to pay you whatever you want. They're shocked that Sony.
Did they literally say that again?
Yeah, somebody said that. It was going on and on about it. People were complaining about them charging this price and going, you'll pay it. And I'm like, of course they're gonna say that. Dude, they didn't have to say it. They took the freaking console stand off the console and said, give us $40 or your PlayStation won't even stand up. That's like taking the legs off of a table and selling them to you separately. Is that not? That's worse. You know what they didn't do back in the day? They didn't do that. Because that's a part of that device. How can the stand up a device that's not meant to be laid on its side, is meant to be stood up, be sold separately?
I will say it is amusing. If you Google PlayStation 5 Pro. All right. And then you look at images. Almost every image is of it standing up.
And even lying down, it doesn't look like it's lying down correctly. Look how that doesn't look right on the third picture.
No, that looks
It's not
chopped
meant
on its side.
to be. Yeah, it's not meant to be laid on its side. It's not even shaped that way. Like, half the reason you do that is so that the fans have a free flow of air.
I mean, believing that's on its side is like believing that controller is literally sitting up like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, there's a reason, too. Like, it's for the fans. Like, usually it's also to kind of keep the fans unblocked. So it's like, you're supposed to stand this up. Why would you not have a stand for the device?
I don't know where the fans are on this thing. I mean,
but, like, taking the stand off was, to me, the last blow. You could have just charged the extra $30 as part of the base price. It's insulting to take it off. Anybody willing to buy this can afford it. Why would you even do that? Imagine not being able to afford the stand for this thing.
It's a piece of plastic. Just include the bloody stand. That's insane.
Well, you know what's stupid about them doing that? Dude, there's going to be knockoff stands for like $10 before this thing even comes out. You probably can find a knockoff stand for this thing already. So it's also dumb because they found a way to lose $30 because people are going to put out stands. They're going to rig up stands. They're going to 3D print stands.
people are going to make RGB stands.
Yep.
You know, so that actually looks like that.
Yeah, they're going to make their own stand. All you've done is given people a reason to not buy it. But what was, and then the disk drive actually being optional, fine, because most people don't do physical media. It's hard to get them anyway. Though, I mean, they could have also just put it in there like Xbox did. They could have just put it in there. They really could have. But at least they're giving the option to not buy it. But the problem is it doesn't seem like it's any cheaper for not having it because it's still $700.
I think Xbox has a no disk drive version and a disk drive version on its new set as well. So.
Well, like I said, when we looked at it, we saw it with the disk drive and it was $600. And if they do have a no disk drive version, it's probably $100 cheaper. More than likely it is, but I don't care. People are going to buy it. I'm not dumb. This is going to sell. Yeah, worst part is this is $700, Flynn, and that's if you want to lay it on its side. You're saying that $500 is a lot these days, especially when you can just get a PC and you can play everything. Like, why would you buy something that can't play all games when you can get a PC and have the largest library? And for $800, you can build a gaming PC. You can find a good sale. You could go order a pretty built one for $800. And guess what? You can get a plan on it where you make payments. See,
the Xbox reveal did the sparkly one with the drive
and a stand,
and then the a white one without the drive, and then of course a new version of the.
I bet you the white one without a drive is like only $500.
Yeah, so there you go. There's the thing. They haven't officially announced the prices. The white one without.
We found the prices. All right.
Oddly enough, the white one without a drive only has 1 terabyte, where the one with a drive actually holds 2 terabytes. You would think that would be the other way around.
I mean, it depends on the prices of them. If it's $100 cheaper, I get it. Because if I get a disk drive and an extra terabyte, that would be worth paying an extra $100 for to get another terabyte and a disk drive.
I think it's about $200 less. I think this one's around $600. And I think this one's around $400 or $450.
Oh, if it's only $400, I'll get one. I might upgrade my S to that for $400.
That way your boy can have an S and he can play on Xbox.
Yeah, I can give him my
okay,
S.
no, that's saying $600 for the 2 terabyte, $500.
When you guys understand, I'm always right.
And then $450. Oh wait, no, $450 for the digital.
Without a so they have a 1 terabyte with a drive and a 2 terabyte.
Well, this is the already released Xbox. The current Xbox is $500. The new white one without the drive is $450. The new sparkly one with 2 terabyte is $600.
But I got a PC, man. I'd put that money in my PC first. I wouldn't buy the Xbox Pro either.
So $450.
But I mean, I'm with Flynn that I don't think
$450, $350, $600.
Like, is it a good buy to me? No. I'm not saying that owning a PlayStation is a bad buy. I'm saying that if you already own a PS5, I can't imagine why you'd buy this. You're not going to get access to more games. And honestly, like we said, we were talking about this. Zeno disagrees with me, but I don't think there's going to be enough games to take advantage of these upgrades. I don't think there's going to be enough games where you're going to get that big an upgrade that you're going to make that money up for buying a... No, if you already own a PS5, you're not going to make it up. Now, if you don't own a PS5, you should go ahead and crank out the extra money to get the Pro. If I didn't own an Xbox, I wouldn't buy the S. I would have went ahead and bought, the full-on edition. Mm-hmm. But if you own a PS5... Unless you're going to, you got like me and you're like me or Bloodaxe, and you got kids that you can go here and then buy yourself or buy them, I don't see why you'd replace your console with the same generation. This is still the same generation.
Yeah, it is.
So it isn't like you're getting access to the next generation. It's the same generation for both. I wouldn't do this for Xbox or a PlayStation.
I mean,
after looking at it, I see no reason for me to even bother buying another. I got 2 Series X's already. And so there's no reason for me to even look at one. But if it had a better processor or more RAM, then maybe. But from a memory storage perspective, my 1 terabyte's fine.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, even the new PlayStation, from what I'm gathering.
You're the tech guy here, so I don't know how much of an improvement this is.
They think the CPU is the same. It has an upgraded GPU, but they haven't really said what the exact specs on that. RAM we're not sure of. Now it's a much larger it's double the storage of the old PlayStation Pro, and it's now supporting Wi-Fi 7, which honestly not many people have in their house. A Wi-Fi 7 router, for instance, right now still costs around $400 to $500 just for the router to get it into your house to begin with.
And also,
if you have the money to have Wi-Fi 7, you probably don't care about the money you're dropping on a PlayStation Pro.
But most people also just go ahead and, come on, dude, most people are plugged in to get the best connection. You just usually, I don't know anybody who's running their device wireless. Maybe Bloodaxe is, I don't know, but everybody I know has got a freaking cord. They're wired in just to be
if you want the best gaming, you want.
So with my router, I have a mesh network, and even the other Xboxes are being run wired from the mesh network.
Yeah. So if you want the best connection, you don't have to have Wi-Fi 7. You can just run the dang cord to your box, which is what most people do. I mean, dude, in my house, I'm running a cord all the way from another room to be wired in, because when I unplugged it, it didn't go well, and I have the $600 router. So no, it still doesn't match.
Yeah, I mean, without an increased, it's the increased GPU, which basically means they're probably supporting some of the new 8K TVs and stuff like that. And once again, way out of the same amount, probably about the same amount that has Wi-Fi 7 routers in their house right now.
So that's what's sad, is that there are people that this is the device for, because these people have the Xbox Pro, have a supercomputer, and they can afford this. Like he said, they have that level of disposable income. What I'm disappointed is that there's a lot of fanboys who are buying this and have no damn reason because they're stupid. They're going to buy this device, and they're running
everything.
And they don't even have a 4K TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to buy this, and they don't even have a 4K TV or monitor, and they're going to buy this.
But, I mean, that's with everything. I mean, if you're a fanboy of something, you tend to buy things irrationally, you know. I gotta have the latest PlayStation. I gotta have the latest, shoes because I'm a shoe guy. I gotta have the latest, car because I'm a car guy. I gotta have dude. I do the same thing with my PC, dude. I buy the latest stuff from my PC all the time that I don't really need. So I can't say much about that.
I mean, I do that, but in the form of my son has stuff he doesn't use, and I wanted to choke him because he's got the best laptop. His laptop's one of the best computers in that entire house. He plays on his phone, and I want to die every time I see it. I'm like, please use your laptop. And he's just like, that is easier. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to be like, I'm going to have a second gaming PC. I told him I'm going to steal it from him.
Look, man, I did a lot of research.
I know. You looked it up. Yeah, and if you want to know how spoiled he is, he picked the laptop. It is not reasonable. It is a monster. And I am considering repossessing it.
Hey, man, money to specs, though. I did you right.
Oh, no, it's a great deal. It's an amazing deal, yeah. But that thing can run almost anything my computer can run at top notch. It's kitchen dust. But except when we do VR, he does VR on it because it can actually handle full on VR. So he does VR on it because I won't let him use my PC for VR, so he didn't have a choice. I let him sometimes, but then he punches holes in my monitor.
Oh, what's this now? PS5 Pro has bigger problems than price.
Oh, what's this?
Oh.
Is this about all the scalping? Because God, is he getting scalped?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, the article is PS Pro has bigger problems, but then it has a chart that shows its biggest problem is probably price.
About 60% of people say the price is literally absurd. 29% say it's too expensive. But from what I understand, the pre-orders are sold out. But on the flip side, this is Sony. They undermake consoles. It's an old tactic. They didn't make nearly enough PS5s when they did it. They tried to act like they were selling them game breakers. No, they put out not enough consoles. Like they put out a ridiculously low amount to create a shortage.
I will say, yeah. So here's the problem that they're talking about is justifying the price when games are still being made
So
PS4 compatible because they never got enough PS5s, I think, out there for a while. You know, I mean, for a while you couldn't get them.
Xbox also tends to put out a game that will run on the last gen and this gen. So when a time when people aren't even that concerned about the game being up to spec for current gen, they're trying to push this out, and I don't know. I couldn't say. I mean, the thing is, it's going to sell, though. I want to reiterate, it's going to sell, though. It's not going to fail.
I mean, high-end games aren't doing as well as they used to anymore, dude. This is an honesty. I mean, if you look at specs on games, I mean, your largest gaming console is the one you put in your pocket right now. I mean, it has massively more hours of gaming on phones than consoles and PCs put together.
Dude, some of the biggest games are, like you said, not AAA spec'd out games. They're like Power World and games that are, I mean, we got digital games are popping up. I'm seeing 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit. So even that update to your favorite series, Dragon Quest, I even saw there's a new Dragon Quest game, by the way. I think it's Dragon Quest 12. And I saw it, and it's running the same graphics that freaking Dragon Quest 7 ran.
They haven't put out anything on 12, have they?
Yeah, I saw a trailer. Looked pretty good. They're also claiming they might go from.
How did I miss
They also said they may go from the turn-based combat, and that really caught my eye because if they go to, yeah, buddy, I can't believe it. Now the real thing is that they're saying it may move from the turn-based combat, or there's some change they're doing to the combat. If they go to action RPG combat, I'm getting it because I love Dragon Quest. But we all know I have the hardest time with turn-based. Like these two, they're still purists. They can do the turn-based. I have a harder time, man. I don't know why, but I've just kind of moved past that. You know, maybe it's because I want to keep my reflexes. I get older good. That's why I enjoy Black Myth Wukong. I kind of don't want to hit that point. Like I feel lazy when I do turn-based. I don't know if it is. Like I said, there's talks that they may be upgrading the combat. I would love to be able to run around with my character. You know, that would be awesome.
I don't see any new information on Dragon Quest 12.
Well, they have a trailer. The trailer looked awesome.
That was some kind of weird. That's not, let's see.
Interesting, though, because the main character looks the same.
Did it come out this week?
The final preview. Yeah, the final preview.
That's Dragon Quest 3.
Oh, I saw Dragon Age 12 trailer recently, and it looked really awesome.
I think somebody hoodwinked.
Either way, it looks interesting. Like, I'm actually curious about it if they change the combat in a way that matters. Because I love action RPG combat, and I love the fusion of RPG and non-turn-based combat. Excuse me. I would love to see Dragon Quest do that. I know he wouldn't. I don't blame him, though. I don't think it's a good idea. I'll admit it. Like, that's their stick. Would I be happy to see it for me? Yes. Do I think it's a good idea for the fans of the series? Probably not. But maybe they didn't pop a new trailer. Maybe I just caught it late. But it looked good. But I'm curious about if they're going to do anything with the combat.
The previous stuff is questionable, in my opinion, if that's really...
Did you hear anything about them playing around with the combat system?
Not recently. I haven't heard anything.
Hey, look, flames, they can't trust your own dad. Hey, You can trust me. It'll be one room over getting some actual use out of that laptop.
Oh. Yeah, I don't see anything. I'll do some more
Y'all see how you see he don't play
that.
though. He took a side quest real quick to be like, did I miss something about 12? But we'll see if anything changes. But anyway, we got an aside there. But generally, to top that off, I mean, we all say it'll sell, but is it worth it? We'll have to see if games take advantage of it. But sadly, that was a very intelligent thing you were looking at. Games aren't being made to run at the top tier, at least not ones that are good. Every game's getting that. When Black Moon came out, one of the first things they did is they put in some stuff to, hey, turn off the tracing. It's not going to work 9 times out of 10 for your system. Like, most people turned it off and didn't miss it. Game was fun and enjoyed it, didn't care. You know, most of the time, if a game is good, I mean, Space Marines probably is not 8K, you know what I'm saying? So, it's like, it's just not being, I don't think it's going to get utilized. Now, PlayStation does love its movie games, so for some of their titles, they may have 8K.
The first patch will arrive soon enough. We are also completely aware of differences and bugs you're encountering. We're working hard to fix them.
They don't even have
ultra wide support. Now I'm really happy I haven't bought this game yet because I use ultra wide monitors. So,
well, my thing is that they're working on private PvE lobbies, and me and Bloodaxe and Xeno would prefer to have a private lobby. But I want to know what they're going to do to the Assault. I refuse to buy this game until they put out the balance patch, because I'm going to want to burn the world down if I get this game and they come out and screw up my Thunderhammer, which already ain't that good. And Assault's considered the lowest tier class.
I'll be honest, dude. I mean, I
but
really...
it don't mean they won't mess it up worse.
I am semi-excited about this game.
That's a good way.
Well, because it looks fun. I'm not a big Warhammer fan, but I appreciate the franchise. I have a lot of friends who are fans.
Oh yeah,
and
I remember.
It's been around for a long time. But at the same time, the game looks a bit. I mean, like looking at the campaign, which is where I want to play, is co-op campaigns.
Yeah,
and stuff.
no, it looks slim, doesn't it?
Looks slim. And I'm like, do I really want to pay $60 for that? But I will say, I do feel like I'm missing out by not owning it. So it's like, okay.
But only 6 PvE missions, too. I'm like,
yeah.
Man, we've got to that point where $60, while it's not $70, you still want a little bit more meat. And I feel like the game isn't. I feel like if they put out a good patch, and I like the changes, okay, but the current version of the game is not enough for 60. Now they put a Christmas sale on it, knock it down to 40 or even 50, maybe. But I want that patch or I want a sale.
Yeah, Michael in the chat room actually does mention that he is starting to feel that he has to get the next gen. So it's finally hit where you're just now having to get the next gen if you really want to play some of the current games. It seems so.
Yeah, he's finally lost. So he was a gen back, but see how long he could play everything till up to then? Like,
That was like, 4 or 5 years ago when the X's came out.
Yeah.
And honestly, with the way they keep bringing out retro games, like I said, I believe that you will get a game that can take full advantage, which Astro Bot will probably be one of them, though, and that game's doing gangbusters.
Now, I know we looked at this last week, but I swear, and I've done some research, I swear when we saw the trailer for Space Marine 2 at, was it E3 2 years ago, Game Pass icon was on that game. Now
I agree. No, I agree when it first showed up. I was very sure it was a Game Pass game. I think we covered it, and it was saying it was Game Pass. But so I noticed they took it off.
I think it's eventually going to come to Game Pass, just not day one Game Pass. So I am holding off.
I think it was like
because the last time I bought a game, I waited. I bought Jedi Survivor and it came on the Game Pass.
That backs it up. No, this backed up because right there on the Reddit, there's a guy saying, "Is it still coming to Game Pass?" No, the one below it, the Reddit that says, "Is it still coming to Game Pass?" Which means that it was saying it was going to come to Game Pass. See, they said
I'm going to wait to buy it.
No, Bloodaxe, here you go, dude. On Reddit, this guy says he remembers it being announced to Game Pass as well 3 months ago. So you're not crazy. I remember originally us going, oh man, we're going to get this on Game Pass. I
Just not
I
day
also support that. I believe it was announced for Game Pass, but they pulled it off. We were watching. I remember also that it stopped. Like Game Pass was like, shh. And all of a sudden everybody started going, is this coming to Game Pass? So I think they pulled it.
Yeah, as far back as May, they answered that yes, it was coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, so between Black Ops and Indiana Jones, and I'm still finishing up Age of Mythology. So we've got several games. So I'm going to wait and hold off before I actually drop the $100, because I'll actually get the enhanced edition, so I get the DLC and all the other stuff that comes with it. But I'm going to wait on it, because if it's coming to Game Pass, then I'll just pay $30 about the DLC later on.
It'll probably eventually get there, but the reason it probably wasn't launched day one is Sony. I mean, dude, this is not even a what if anymore as far as will they. Sony will pay exorbitant fees. I mean, they paid off Black Myth Wukong.
Well, I mean,
they'll pay exorbitant fees just to keep stuff off of Xbox.
I don't even know which company owns Space Marine 2, but it's not one of Microsoft's companies, so they would have to pay through the nose to have it on day one.
I'm guessing it may have come up to popularity. I think Space Marines hit higher popularity numbers pre-game release than they thought it was going to, and they decided not to go on Game Pass.
I'm keeping my conspiracy theory.
I think it's coming eventually, but
I think it's coming. I just think they wanted to get those early sales. I mean, they got 2 million sales right now. That probably wouldn't have quite been 2 million right now if it would have been on Game Pass.
Hey, you notice I'm not mad at them. Business wise, it seems like it was the right decision. I'll say that. Yeah, I think as long as they didn't decide to not put it on Xbox at all, and my knowledge it is on Xbox, I don't care. I don't like it when they decide to not put it out.
Right. And this isn't a game I would have pre-ordered even if it wasn't coming on Game Pass, just because I don't know enough about it where if it'd be something we would enjoy enough or not. So I would wait on reviews regardless. Now, if it was Borderlands 4 or, not even Borderlands 4, but if it was Gears E-Day, I'm pre-ordering that, even though it's probably going to come on Game Pass anyway. But there's a lot of games nowadays that 5 years ago, Slam Dunks, we would have been pre-ordering the game, but we've been burned so many times lately that I've stopped pre-ordering pretty much anything. The only thing that I would even pre-order now, if I could, would be the new Mech Warrior clans that are coming out, I think, next year. I would pre-order that because I know I'll enjoy it. But other than that, that's probably one of the few games I would pre-order right now.
Dude, the only reason I can keep my Game Pass is that if I were to look at games I might have pre-ordered, Stalker 2 looks really good, and Gears of War E-Day. So the fact that those are day one Game Pass for now, well, no, you don't know the way Gears is going to not be. I mean, and Call of Duty. Like, I wouldn't have pre-ordered it, but I will play it. We're going to play Call of Duty, at least go through the campaign. Hopefully you can do 3 people that we can play through it together. But I'm at least going to do the campaign and zombies mode.
I don't know if Xeno's going to be on the campaign, but my 15-year-old, he's now starting to play Call of Duty World War II. I had the disc from a couple years ago, and so he's having a ball playing. So we may actually have a 3 or 4 man team if they have 4-player co-op.
Dude, I'm all for the zombie mode too. I used to play Call of Duty zombie mode. I love it.
Zombies, yeah. Actually, one of my doctors says that she wants to play zombies with us.
All right, well, I'm up for it, man. So we'll get some mileage out of it, and I think that comes out this month or next month.
I think it's October.
It's October. I think it's October.
I already have it downloaded on my other machine.
If you have the room for it, but you don't play anything on your Xbox, so I guess you do have room.
Dude, if I wouldn't lose all of my Guardian levels, I'd have switched my Borderlands 3 over to my computer. But unfortunately, I'll lose my character from what I understand, and I don't want to lose all that Guardian progress.
No, I'm still trying to build up Guardian.
You might be able to attach your Switch account.
1025.
You might be able to attach your Switch, not your Switch, your Shift account to your PC, and I don't know if that converts over or not.
It does not, because I tried it. My Shift account was pulled from my Xbox,
but not his character.
My character and my Guardian ranks did not get pulled.
Unfortunately, But all right, let's hop to our next topic.
Yeah, we got rabbit hole deep on that one.
Yeah. Let's see. We were talking about Warhammer. Yeah.
2 million players, man.
Well, while we're on not being on Game Pass and everything, another layoff spree. Microsoft Gaming to lay off 3% of global workforce, about 650 employees. It's not a big layoff, and it does seem to be coming from their Activision mobile division. As they said, a lot of the people are coming from the Call of Duty Warzone mobile and the Warcraft Rumble recent launches that have come out, basically downsizing the development crew and staff now that the game has been released. They don't need as many people to maintain it. So some of those people have been laid off, and then some of those people have been appropriated throughout the companies.
I mean, 3% is not huge, but unfortunately the staff is so large, it's a lot of people, so it's a weird case of 3%. That's not a big percentage. 650 people, that's a lot of people. But at least this doesn't seem like they're grabbing up like companies that people are going to be crying over. I mean, it was the mobile game that I didn't know existed, and the other mobile game I didn't know existed.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a mobile Call of Duty. I don't know how you can play a shooter on a mobile device, but whatever.
I mean, people play Fallout on their phone.
Yeah, but I mean, I believe the Call of Duty.
Or not Fallout. I mean, Fortnite.
I don't believe.
I don't see how you can see the screen that
I
small.
don't get it either, dude. But I mean, my nieces and nephews and stuff play on, like, one of them plays on the Switch, which is too small for me. I mean,
but look, man. But hey, every game of Fortnite needs fodder, and the mobile players are fodder for the people that are playing on a proper device.
that is true.
But that's like what I was gonna say is because I doubt the Call of Duty fan base is gonna miss the Warzone people, and I doubt the Warcraft fan base knew Warcraft Rumble existed either. So
I don't even know what Warcraft Rumble is.
And you are a Warcraft guy, so that says a lot.
What's Warcraft Rumble?
Oh, that's baby's first Warcraft, huh? Oh wow.
So it's sort of like a.
Is that like Diablo mobile game?
It looks like a mobile game, is all I'll say. It's definitely a mobile game.
Almost like a tower defense or.
Yeah. So there you go. So at least this wasn't like. What was the studio for Redfall called?
Oh.
Wow. That does look like a child's game.
You know, the Arcane Studios. At least this wasn't like they hit up Arcane Studios or they took out the team that did Hi-Fi Rush. I don't remember the name of that studio, but well, that says a lot. But I remember the game, Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh, look, it has the old the Mario map, you know.
I'd rather play Mario.
You go from the.
I'd play Super Mario RPG on my phone if I could. I need to check and see if I can. Anyway, no. Yeah. But, yeah. Especially the new one. Ooh, they put the new one on your phone. That'd be cool. That'd be a nice little time waster. But, yeah, like I said, it's layoffs. It's unfortunate. I hate when people lose their job, unless there's a really good reason. Like, I won't cry over Dustborn Studio. But, but then again, they weren't trying. Also, I don't feel like they lost their job. I feel like they quit. Because Dustborn was a letter of resignation. That's what it was. That was, hey, we did a letter of resignation in the form of a game. That's what it feels like. And Concord was one of the most expensive letter resignations I've seen. It had movies and gameplay and all of that.
Oh, man, still hitting on Concord, huh? I mean, let them die, man. Just let them die. Just let them die.
That's an expensive uh-oh.
And uh-oh, I made a mistake. That's actually a song. But no, yeah, I should. I mean, that corpse is already smelling pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, let's see what else we got. Looks like a lot of things happening over at Ubisoft. I mean,
we decided to go check out that park place to see anything interesting.
Yeah, he loves to hate on Ubisoft, so it's one of the best places to find all the latest.
They also love to hate on him. But what we were shocked is how many different articles there are about it. So that park place is just the greatest place to go see Ubisoft news. Because he was like, 1, 2. It's like, Ubisoft, devs talking crap. Ubisoft getting sued. Ubisoft practicing illegal employment policies where they're only allowing certain people into a program based on gender or gender identity. Ubisoft stealing assets and about to get sued by the ECO, European Consumer Organization. And so we're just like, holy crap, Ubisoft is getting it from every side, which makes them letting the dev for Assassin's Creed Shadows keep talking mess dumb, because they ought to be like, shut up. We are in a lot of trouble right now. Because they also had their stock go down after the game, after Outlaws. Let me just get that out. Also, that one's not on here, but they had on Monday, we saw they had a big stock drop because Outlaws isn't performing well.
Right here. I think,
Yeah, because their stock was like $80 a share a couple of years ago. Now it's, what, $5 a share?
Or it's massive.
$11 a share.
I think it's claimed as well as
lose their shirt. Yeah, I mean, if they lose their shirt on Shadows like they did on Outlaws, they may file bankruptcy, and somebody can actually get them probably on the cheap.
They're going to have to fire all those people they hired with that program.
Here's somebody predicting bankruptcy.
I mean, basically, they're doing this weird hiring practice of, we'll hire. The program even wants you to not know what you're doing. It literally says, don't have experience in this field, but be a certain gender. And I'm like, do you have the money to be hiring unskilled labor right now? Because we're going to be downsizing soon.
That is a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Oh, no, it really is a lawsuit. Because guess what happened? Obviously, a bunch of people who didn't meet their requirements went in and said, how come I can't get a job? Why am I not allowed to get a job? And you know what? Valid question. And already legal companies are saying this is an illegal practice. I mean, that would be like putting out a literal program that says, hey, we don't want any black people. We're hiring people, don't be black. And you're just like, yeah, that'd be illegal.
Well, I mean, dude,
and they're doing that. They're just doing it gender-based, and that's not any different.
It's just DEI is going too far, you know? Originally, DEI was, let's make sure that there's no discriminatory action between, which makes sense. Yes, we don't want discriminatory action, you know? We want to find qualified workers,
but we want to keep our eyes open and make sure nobody's
get slipped through the cracks because of which that is a way to run a business. That is a proper way to run a business.
Be aware.
Be aware.
Pay attention. But when they started saying, no, now it's about revenge.
But now
you want to even the playing field by punishing and rewarding without merit, and that's when it fell apart. And that's all I would say. I don't want to start a DI conversation.
And that's well, I mean, and it's about time that somebody brought up a lawsuit about it because it is discriminatory action. It's discriminatory action being hidden behind non-discriminatory departments, and that's just it's insane. I never thought we'd get there. And
it's been a long time that if you head in one direction long enough, you wrap around in the other side.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I played Ultima Online,
It's called a circle.
Man.
Yeah, it's a circle. Here's what happens. You eventually hit the full 360 and find yourself back where you started.
I played Ultima Online where I killed people until I was honorable.
Turns out if you take 3 lefts, you didn't really go anywhere.
Oh, now we're playing Zelda. Take a right and still not go anywhere if you didn't take it at the right time.
I remember games were the only way to get out of some dungeons. You had to come out the other side. Hey, you want to go old school? Pac-Man. Pac-Man's the OG.
Wrap around. Yeah.
And much like in Pac-Man, the ghosts figure out after a while and they wait on you. You'll pop out and it's like a sitting there going like, hey, we've been waiting for you.
Gotcha.
Turns out we're not that stupid, and that's kind of what's happening. But Ubisoft, trying to cover everything wrong with Ubisoft would take too long. I mean, I don't know where we're at, but we ain't even got time for that because we got a big topic that we don't want to talk about, but we got to because it's a sad event. But I want to talk about it. So
yeah.
But if you want to see it, we're not those people that try to steal the story. That Park Place is valid. Oh, one quick thing, because I promised I did when I commented on guys' video, is that Star Wars Explained is a site that recently was involved in a lot of attack on other YouTubers.
I saw about that.
Trying to demonetize them. And I said I was going to say something for people that don't know that you're going to want to look up the story. They are a site that literally tried to demonetize other Star Wars-based sites and their rivals. Their practices were disgusting, and we're calling them out because I said I would. So, yeah, you can look it up. I'm not going to try to recount the whole thing, But basically, Star Wars Theory, a well-known Star Wars site, was attacked by them, and they actually supported this big YouTube attack where a bunch of people petitioned YouTube to deplatform Nerdrotic, Star Wars Explained, and a bunch of other people over the Acolyte. YouTube looked at them and said, there is nothing that we can't do that. You can't just tell us to demonetize people. And that is one thing I'll give YouTube. Usually, YouTube can't be told what to do. Now, that doesn't mean they don't make their own crappy calls, but they also do not listen to people. So they are also known for going, yeah, F you. And for once, it was a good F you. They looked at him and said, no, there's nothing to demonetize here. F you. And
so which way was it? Star Wars Theory?
Star Wars Explained is the one that attacked other people. And then went out and put out this big, they blocked replies and said, we didn't do anything. What are you talking about? And everybody's like, we have your receipts. You made videos. You sent out posts. I don't know why people think the internet never forgets. It's like the golden rule of the internet.
Yeah.
You can't say you didn't do something when everybody has it. Just because you think you deleted it, psh, sucker, nothing's deleted. You know what your delete button does? It tells the internet to save it. When you highlight something, hit delete, the internet goes, put that away, that must be good.
I mean, dude, there's sites dedicated to deleted YouTube channels. If you ever see a YouTube video and it's deleted, you can probably still find it. There are sites that cache that stuff specifically when they see that it's deleted. They cache it to their own.
Yeah, delete might as well be a save button. If you don't know this much, you probably shouldn't be on the internet. So, but like I said, I watched a video where the guy went into great detail and covered it, and I mean, he actually replied to me. I was surprised. He commented back and said, "Hey, man, that's a good thing. Yeah, let people know because you want to be aware of that kind of inappropriate behavior. Because see, us, we can't be demonetized, man. We got day jobs. We're professionals. You can't take our money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we live in the South, so you can call whoever you want. They don't care. They're like, what the hell is the internet? They might not even know what you're talking about.
Don't make the South look bad, man. Come on. We're trying to make the South look better.
Hey, everybody's moving down here because they don't want to deal with this crap. But my whole point is that...
I mean, we're still the land mass.
But let me get to the main point, though. But there are people that live off of this. And to me, when you attack someone's livelihood, you're wrong. It's why, although we laugh about Concord failing, I'm not happy that people are going to lose their job. I'm happy that the bad faith practice did not succeed because they did not try to make a game for everybody. I don't like prejudice in any form, including when you think you're doing the right prejudice, which itself is not a correct sentence. There is no right prejudice. There's just prejudice, and then there's fairness. I'm happy the game didn't succeed because of what it was trying to do. It's unfortunate, especially because they were firing the QA team. And did not defend that. I said, why are you firing the QA team? They didn't do anything wrong. The game played fine. That's messed up to me. Mm-hmm. Fire the writers. But firing the QA was messed up. And I'll always defend that QA team because the game wasn't broken. It was not broken. And I'm still upset about that they went in and fired the people who were the least responsible for its failure. But anyway, though.
Yeah, you upset about that. Well, a lot of people upset.
Me included.
About James Earl Jones.
I mean, he was 93.
Rest in peace, man.
But he was one of the greatest. I mean, the James. I even hit my boy up with a quiz because I said, do you realize that James Earl Jones has been the I Am Your Father guy 3 times?
Yeah, he hit me with a quiz 15 minutes after I woke up. I was still asleep.
He just looked at me and said, I ain't doing this crap.
Yeah.
Bloodaxe, can you name the 3 times James Earl Jones did the I Am Your Father speech or that role in one version or other? You only got to be able to name 3. Because there's a third one that most people forget that I remember. And if I give you a hint, you'll know the answer too easily. So I got to be careful because you would immediately figure it out if I gave this hint I was about to do.
I mean, in Empire, everyone knows.
We know Darth Vader, yes.
I know he was in Conan, but I don't think that line was in that film.
No, that was it. That's the third most people. Because most people go Lion King and Darth Vader, but people forget that his character in Conan, whose name is escaping me, but you know the snake cultist leader told Conan, "I created you. I'm your father. I made you the man you are today. So James Earl Jones has been Big Daddy James for a while. And a lot of people don't remember that moment where James Earl Jones looks at Conan, and even Conan's like, looks at the muscles. He's kind of like, he's not wrong.
Is that when he was on the Tree of Woe?
No, that's the end scene before he cuts his head off.
He cuts his head off, okay.
Yeah, and he says, I'm your real father. I made you. I made you the man you are today. Everything you are comes from me. He said that. That was like one of his earliest I'm your father scenes. And most people forgot that famous scene. Tulsa Doom, thank you. I can always count on for names.
Because
Tulsa
you
Doom
did a wonderful job in that film, but it was also one of those things that creeped me out because when he turned into a snake during the orgy scene, that just messed with me as a kid.
The practical effects were well done. But but like the end scene confrontation is he almost hypnotizes and seduces like Conan's loyalty with the I am your father figure. And he even treated his cultists like they were his children, even though then he'd sacrifice them at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
I mean,
but between
such a good movie.
He also played a famous father in Coming to America, but that role, he didn't hit you with the I am your father line like he did. But he did the I am your father or I'm the father of Simba. He played that. His role was very pivotal in those other three. Whereas in Coming to America, it was just awesome because, hey, James Earl Jones.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember when I saw that, and I thought it was a troll at first, and I went and looked it up, and then I think I shared it with everybody at the beginning of the week. But it's one of those actors that the voice is iconic, that you immediately know who it is without even seeing the face. You could just hear it with your eyes closed. You know exactly who he is because he's that iconic. He had that commanding presence that only a couple of people that I can think of actually have that kind of presence. Between him and Sam Elliott, those are the people that when you hear their voice, it is it just oozes with charisma, but also with the confidence and an aura of leadership that you'll pretty much do whatever they ask you to do. And James Earl Jones was so versatile in the roles that he's played that it really made me tear up when I found out that he had passed.
There's a question, not Star Wars. What is your favorite movie that James Earl Jones has been in?
Well, I know Q's off the top of my head. That's an easy one for him.
Oh, you already know because we just did it, yeah.
Yes, Conan, yeah.
All right, same thing with you, Conan.
No, I don't think he was saying the one of my favorite.
Okay. No, Jesus, Conan. It's hard to say because Mufasa was so iconic, but for some reason, I really just want to lean into Field of Dreams.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the Lion King is Mufasa, not Simba. He was the Lion King. He's the Lion King, the actual Lion King. For me, it's Conan because of that iconic moment. His voice is so commanding. I could understand how he put doubt into Conan because his voice just had such a presence that it's just like, and they played him as a person who could entice people with his voice. And when he delivered that line, even I was going like, he's not wrong. He did make you. And I'm just like, you see Conan like, damn, this guy's voice is good. I even think Schwarzenegger was even going like, that's the best actor from Schwarzenegger. The look on his face is like, yeah, can I call him Dad? You almost want to be like,
yeah, but between that, the facial expression and the stare that he had, it was almost like it was mesmerizing.
Yes. And to me, as much as I love the Luke, I am your father, I think the speech he delivered to Conan was the most powerful I am your father moment to put doubt into someone. But his voice is still so strong that he made Luke Skywalker think it was his father, and he's James Earl Jones. And he should have been like, wait a minute. But instead, it's like, James Earl Jones, man, everybody wants him to be their dad. I bet Eddie Murphy was just like, I picked James Earl Jones to play my dad. Why? Because I wanted James Earl Jones to be my dad.
Yeah. Yeah. Michael in the chat's talking about one of the few people that if you read a quote around their picture, you'll actually hear their voice in your head while you're reading it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He definitely does fall into that.
What is your favorite James Earl Jones movie?
Oh, man. Well, I'm a computer geek, so sneakers.
Really?
Yeah. It was Hackers Before Hackers, the real hacking movie.
Hackers is so dated.
Yeah, even Flynn, not only did Michael say Conan, but Flynn's like the riddle of steel when he explained it was powerful. No, it's just, come, my child, come. That is how. I'm like, yeah, like, oh my goodness, dude, I'm hearing it all in my head. James Earl Jones' voice will haunt you in the best way. Amazing. So, 93, though, is a good time, and he still looked to me pretty good at that time. He is a one-of-a-kind actor, and we will miss him dearly. And what I loved is he didn't go through the humiliation conga that some of actors did, like Samuel L. Jackson. Marvel did Samuel L. Jackson wrong. I never thought I'd see some young punk talking crap to Samuel L. Jackson to his face like he's an old piece of crap and tell him he's useless. Like, James Earl Jones didn't go through that. It wouldn't have. I mean, it wouldn't have been of his soul. But they humiliated my boy Sam L. Jackson. I like Samuel Jackson, but if you watched his Fury, it's like they said, I want to punk Samuel L. Jackson.
Now, I mean, the question is, and I'm hopefully this isn't too soon, but I am curious if his estate is going to end up selling his voice.
I think they already have him for Darth Vader. I could have sworn a while back that they purchased the Darth Vader voice. I thought Disney did that a while back.
Mm.
I know Mark Hamill sold his likeness and stuff. I don't think Carrie Fisher's been on, but I don't know about James Earl Jones as Vader's voice. I don't remember hearing that, but I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, we'll have to check into it and come back around with it. But yeah, but I mean, an icon. We lost an icon, but luckily he left intact.
I mean, if they ever publicly put it out there as an item that can be purchased, I think you will see 90% of movies will start just using the AI James Earl Jones as
Yes, I was right. Man, I'm always right. Flynn said, yeah, they did it for Darth Vader, voice only.
Yeah, but it's only for Darth Vader. What I'm talking about is licensing the voices out to some company to sell to various different.
Because I don't even think Disney has the balls to screw over Vader. So hopefully it'll be okay. Because Vader is too iconic.
You don't know what people do when they get an estate, though, man. I'm
talking about what they do with his voice.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I mean, they made that Darth Vader only with that. But I'm saying if they ever publicly go out there and put a public licensing for his voice.
Still has his family. I'm pretty sure they won't. I mean, he got to get out clean.
Almost every celebrity's family has been pretty dirty. I don't know his family. I'm not going to say they are. I'm just saying.
I'm being optimistic.
Yeah. It's been one of those things where it's commonly seen that estates don't tend to go very well or stay true to the character a lot of times.
Thinking, I just got depressed over that, man. That Fury show, I would have got messed up thinking about it. Why, Samuel L.? Why, man? They talk to you like you was a sorry punk. Why would anyone sign? I get Picard. I think that he's gone senile. Much as I love Sir Patrick Stewart, he clearly lost his damn mind on what he did with season 1 of Picard. I mean, they literally cussed him out. He was getting cursed out. But Samuel L. Jackson is the MFer, and I'm like, you gonna let somebody just talk to you like a punk ass? What the heck? Samuel, at least Picard didn't have a reputation for being, quote, a badass tough guy. Okay.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
Rip James Earl Jones, thank you not only for being an amazing actor, but for also not taking, not letting them do you like that. Thank you.
Yeah. All righty. That's it. That's all we got, man. I mean, not a super long show this week, but ended on a sad note, I guess.
We have more rumors, but they're just rumors.
There's so many rumors right now,
especially around KK and Star Wars. But we're gonna wait to see what they do because they will put out stuff just to cause misinformation. That is a tactic that the Lucasfilms will do. So we're not going to fall into that trap. As far as video games go,
yeah, that's KK is one of those where there's been so many rumors that have been proven wrong that I don't even want to dip a toe in that.
Yeah, we're going to
until we
and
have
see.
confirmation.
I mean, facts, Acolyte bombed. Facts, at the moment, no season 2. At the moment, that's factual. Rumors, Rey movie may not be done. She may not be allowed to hit any other stuff. Rumors, don't know. We'll see. Heck, big rumor. Yeah, I'm going there. Maybe Nakuti Gatwa is out as a doctor. I don't know if that's true. I honestly don't care. Because I don't know if it'll fix the problem. Because I'd have to see them be willing to replace him with somebody and replace... Because to me, Nakuti's not the issue. It's, what's his name? Russell. Is that the guy? Russell T. Davis? Russell T. Davis is the problem. So replacing Nakuti just allows him to ruin another career. You know what I'm saying? Russell T. Davis is the one that needs to be out. So, unfortunately, that doesn't fix the problem. It's another case of, yes, I know y'all heard me tease about it, and yes, I am disappointed when Nakuti allowed Russell T. Davis to do with him. I felt like he should have said no to some things, but I also understand that this is a big role. To me, the villain's Russell T. Davis, and I would not mind them keeping Nakuti, but taking him way more seriously with a better writer and trying to actually allow him to do a good job. So if he gets fired, I think it's another case of them. And honestly, it'll be a shame because then the first gay black doctor will have been fired because of Russell T. Davis and making it look like you can't hire those kind of people when in reality, it was the worst writing we'd ever seen. Nobody could have sold what he was writing. It was terrible.
But the writing hasn't gotten any better since even Jodie Whittaker and Peter Capaldi, the writing was awful.
Yes, and that's why it's been a downward spiral.
I've said, and I've said this multiple times, the writing started going downhill during, honestly, the Matt Smith. And then it hit what we thought was like the peak of worse during Capaldi. And they ended up pulling it out a little bit and actually doing some good things, but then they threw in Sonic Shades and guitar and
Sonic
a tank.
And then they went childish with Jodie Whittaker. Honestly, they did her a great disservice with the writing for her too.
Capaldi was up and down, and then Jodie Whittaker is when they started trying to.
They got lazy.
They got lazy, and they just started wanting to push us certain messages and stuff like that.
But
and then it's just gotten
on top of that.
And then it's just gotten worse. Well, that's when you write to push a message instead of write to tell a story, it's always going to be bad.
I'll agree with you there because I don't want people to think that the subject matter is that because that message just cannot be with good writing. No, I'm not saying you're saying it either, but people misinterpret us sometimes. No, they also did a bad job.
I mean, dude, if you go to the early Star Trek. Star Trek pushed messages, but they weren't writing to push a message. They were writing to tell a story, and then there was messages in that.
Very true. And I love Next Generation, especially, and even Voyager was amazing, and Deep Space Nine is one of my favorites, and they did a lot with that. And you know what? Excellent writing, excellent performance. So that's what I was trying to say. And I'm trying to be more fair because now that I've thought about what happened to the QA developers, I don't want to blame an actor, even if they support what's happening. I don't want to blame them exclusively when they're given trash to work with. Because as good as we try to do something, if you gave us just absolute trash to work with, best we can hit is mediocre. You can't make good out of awful. You can only make okay out of awful.
Well, when you go, here's the story, but what we really want is to sell this or push this. You're just not going to have a good story. It's never going to happen, man.
And it doesn't even feel like they care.
Yeah.
A good example is look at The Last of Us 1 versus Last of Us 2. So he's looking at some sales, but he made me think about it. The Last of Us 1 had a story, and it was well done. The Last of Us 2 had a goal, and they did not care about the story. To the point that you ended up playing as a character that most people hated, and it was a miserable experience for a lot of people. And that happens when you don't care. When you go, I don't care, you got to do this because this is important. And no, it isn't. It isn't important. You know why it isn't important? Because if nobody likes it, it failed. It ain't important if everybody hates it. You did the opposite. And Abby was hated. The most common response I saw from people who managed to complete the game was, why can't I kill Abby? They hated her so much, they wanted her dead at the end of the game and don't like that you don't get to kill her. Spoiler. I don't care. But literally when a character is that disliked, that despite the entire last chapter's message being not to continue revenge and that revenge is bad, most people didn't care. You failed. You failed your message if people wanted to kill her when the entire point was to say, I shouldn't do this. That's a failure, and thus you countermanded your goal, which is why write a good story and you can have any goal you want. I mean, it's just the truth. Me and Bloodaxe have played games together where they were very clearly trying to tell us a certain story, and we enjoyed the games because they were fun and didn't care. We went through, what was the game we played recently? Oh, Atlas Fallen. We enjoyed Atlas Fallen. Atlas Fallen was heavy-handed. I mean, they very clearly had a girl boss fetish and did not go light on it the whole game. Yet, it was a fun game, and we had a good time. And I skipped all the cutscenes. But, but I enjoyed the game. And you know what you succeeded in doing? You got me to play a whole game with all your girl boss stuff in it, and I still played the game and enjoyed it, and I don't think that took away from it because I didn't have to deal with it if I didn't want to. I could just play the game. And, but that still cheats something because it is there, and I'm not being adverse to it or refusing to play your game. That's still a step forward. Everything's a step forward.
On your adventures, you encounter a wide array of
people to engage.
A key focus of an
want people to engage. I actually will say something you may never ever say. I'd like to see Nkuti Gatwa do another season of the Doctor, but with much better writing. I actually think he might be able to sell it if he got another chance. Problem is that there's two big issues. One is Russell T. Davis, and two, Nkuti's buying into it, and that is his fault. He should have said, I love what we're doing, but can we do a better job with this? This isn't very good.
But you're also forgetting one other key piece.
Well, it's what what's from Beetlejuice and Wednesday. What's her name? The main actress. We talked about her last. Huh?
Jenna Ortega.
Look at Jenna Ortega. When she played Wednesday, she got the writers mad at her by speaking out and saying, "This doesn't feel like this is something Wednesday would do. This doesn't make sense." You can do a character because Wednesday is the main character, and she is like the bestest and no nonsense and amazing super character. Also, great show. But Jenna Ortega also was able to sell that because she was willing to go, no, that's not good though. She was willing to go, that's bad. That over there is bad. That's not going to work for me. And when they asked her to play like James Bond, she even said that would not be high quality.
Well, they didn't ask her to play James. She just mentioned that as an example.
But being able to say,
I think it was Edward
this would not be
Scissorhands
a
that they
good
were
product.
actually talking about.
Key point though is the key point though is that she's willing to say, because she said she likes this. She says, no, more female. I want this. You know what? I agree. Make as much as you want. But she said there should be equality.
As a female actress, it would be dumb to go, more females in the business. That sucks.
No, I believe that she is a feminist, though, and she's my kind of feminist because she's a feminist who has standards. And
it would be dumb if you were a woman to go, hey, there's more jobs for me. That's dumb. Oh.
But there's nothing wrong with saying no, but it needs to be good. Because it does. Because that's what's going to generate more jobs. Because guess what? Truth is, if you're making money, you're going to get more of it. So I want to see more people do this where it's like, I have something I want to show, it's what I want to do, but I want it to be good as well. Don't forget that quality. That's all I'm saying. Because it's not a success if everyone hates it. It's just not. In fact, it tends to have the negative response. I didn't used to care about girl bosses. Atlas Fallen, we probably wouldn't even have noticed 5 years ago, right, Bloodaxe?
Right.
But because we've had so many bad experiences, we started noticing strong, tough girl boss. Every leader in that game was a woman, and 90% of them were black. I mean, it was like, we walk up, oh, the leader of the hunt, the leader of the militia, the leader of the freedom fighters, the leader of the Knights. And you're just like, Jesus. I mean, excuse me, pardon. Darn. Are you even allowed to be a guy and run anything here? I try not to say that. But, you know, are you even allowed to be a male? I'm surprised they let us pick a guy. Me and Bloodaxe are going like, dude, I think I'm the only guy in this game. like everybody else is a woman that's running the show.
Before we close out the show, I was actually looking at Steam at my wish list. I noticed this game comes out in 3 days. Have you heard anything on this, man?
Yeah, there's a big kerfuffle between them and Xbox.
Is there?
They're mad because they've been trying to get Xbox to let them on the Xbox, and apparently Xbox doesn't give a flip. And they have complained about it repeatedly. And I think that was a no trio that kept happening. And the dev even came out because people were going like, hey, why is this on Xbox? And they're like, dude, we contacted Xbox, and they haven't been returning our calls. So apparently the devs are pissed at Xbox. If this is the right game. Let me double check on me, make sure I'm not getting the names mixed up. But there was a whole Xbox and Notra dev thing about this game. And it was apparently... They kind of got blew off by Xbox, from what I understand. Yeah, there it goes. Yep. So, they're saying that they're being ignored by Microsoft.
Yeah, I was back in...
So it's delayed and delayed. Yeah, I think recently they finally may have said... No, that's September 4th. Well, it's been updated. But yeah, the devs were saying they were being ignored. So this is a game that was trying to come out on Xbox, and Xbox was ignoring them. The game looks like a decent Souls-like. I mean...
It's just... The update studio publicly thanks Microsoft boss Phil Spencer.
He finally decided to say something, but it was after they outed them repeatedly for ignoring them. So that's what I know about it. Other than that, it's a Souls-like. It looks I mean, no. It looks great as a gameplay. I'm not a big fan of the aesthetic. They're going very Harlequinish with it. And Souls-likes are already known for putting in some dumb costumes. So, like, it isn't my aesthetic. But... the gameplay looks decent.
Yeah, no, that's what I was looking at. I mean, it's got decent-looking gameplay. It looks like it has a...
parry system.
Parry system.
To Lords of the Fallen, it looks like.
What was the other thing? I can't get to the right...
Magic. I don't know if you can be a
I mean, it looked like they had an interesting skill tree. You got equipment.
And I think the customization is supposed to be pretty detailed
for your
some
stats.
No, your play style is supposed to be fairly customizable. That's cool. But I do not like those masks, man. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of the, like, European jester style for my character. So, because I've been forced to wear it too many times in Dark Souls games because it was a good set. And I hate walking around looking like a clown. So, I'm not a fan of the armor style so far. But the gameplay looks okay.
So I have this whole path system, too, for customization.
But you don't have in most Souls. Like, I do like builds. Now,
it looks like
Q's a build guy.
And that's what I was looking at. Is it looks like it has a lot of customization for a character. And I'm more into that part of the games. So
you know me as a build crafter. But it's not like a pre-order game. I'll let it. Well, how much is it? Since you looked it up,
it does not have a price yet. Still,
it
even
comes
though
out in 3 days.
Yeah, I know.
Can you pre-order it?
Doesn't look like it.
I don't think that's coming out in 3 days. Then there's no way a game you can't even order is going to. Like, you sure it's not a beta popping up in 3 days? I know it says plan release, but I'm joking.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
maybe they have a no pre-order mentality as well. They're like, we're not even gonna, we're not gonna pre-order.
But did they let anybody beta it? Here's a question: is it co-op? Because now that can sell it to me if I can play it with you guys. Well, I'm sorry, I can play it. Well, no, they said they got. Well, it's gonna be on Xbox though, probably till later because they just made that deal. Single player. Oh, dude, I've got the update. Unless the update to Remnant 2 sucks because we got that big DLC coming. I think it comes out in a few days too. Like, it comes out.
Yeah, it comes out in another week or so. So
I'll tell you about that. I'm looking forward to that. I'm already playing Remnant 2 again. You better go get. Go play some Remnant 2. I'm not waiting a week on you again.
But I'm having fun on Borderlands. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Dicejunkies.com where you can find a list of everything, everywhere we are. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit our notification bell on our YouTube channel. And as every week,
we hope you enjoy.